Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Gwent, grabbing the No Man Left Behind achievement. This is to resurrect at least 5 cards from the graveyard in a single match. Head into the deck builder. We are going to build a new deck from scratch. For our faction, you want to make sure you pick Skellige, and for our ability, we are going to pick Second Wind. First card we're going to add to the deck is one we used for many other achievements, so might as well reuse it here as a backup, and that's going to be Necromancy. Then we are going to run a few copies of cards that should have been given to you in the starter deck, including the 2 copies of Freya's Blessing and the 2 copies of Tyr's Siege Skirmisher. In addition to that, you want to make sure you buy 2 copies of Hey May Scald and then add those to the deck as well. Very useful card for the strategy we have coming up. As for your opponents, you want to make sure they are running as many copies of Alzur's Thunder as they can. You should have gotten 2 in the Monsters starter deck, so tell them to run that. And then as for your deck, just fill the rest with whatever skill liege basic units you can until you have filled out the deck limit. This achievement is going to be a little rough since you need the very specific cards in your hand all at once, so hopefully you have a little bit of luck in this. Start up a private game with your boosting partner / friend and then have them run the aforementioned deck, and make sure you have as many of the cards mentioned before in your opening hand as possible. So, opening move, you want to make sure you bring out Hey May Scald out onto the field. His effect will pretty much allow you to discard 1 card from your hand and draw a card. If you have Tyr's Siege Skirmisher in your hand, you want to make sure you discard him. His effect is when he gets discarded, he will get resurrected, so that should be 1 towards the achievement. Then what you want to do on the opponent's side is to try to take out Scald, so a really good card for that is the aforementioned Alzur's Thunder. Once Scald hits the graveyard and it gets back to your turn, make sure you use your Deck Mastery ability, which will revive any card from the graveyard. So we're going to bring Scald back, that should be 2 resurrections. Then we're going to use Scald's ability again since he got redeployed, and then we're going to discard our second Tyr's Siege, and then his effect is going to kick in where he revives himself, so that should be 3. And that's actually going to do it for any combo-related parts of the achievement. As for the rest of the achievement, all you have to do is just make sure you get cards in your graveyard, so you can either do that by having the round end or having your opponent keep killing your cards. As long as you have things in your graveyard, you can just get the rest of the resurrections using your 2 Freya's Blessings, as well as your Necromancy. So you should have a total of 6 resurrections available to you in this deck, but once you hit 5, you should be good for the achievement. 15 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.